If you've ever felt like the DA gave you a 10% rating for a 100% problem, then this video is for you. Today we're breaking down the top 5 VA claims to file together for maximum rating, because filing them separately is like bringing a Nerf gun to a firefight. I'm going to show you the combinations of claims that not only make sense medically and legally, but also strategically, so you don't leave benefits on the table. Now, you may be asking yourself, why does this matter? Why does filing claims together matter? Well, if you file a claim with secondary conditions and overlapping symptoms, it makes for a stronger nexus. VA examiners, they can be kind of robotic and black and white. It's not what you ask, it's how you ask it and in the sequence of asking it. So when they evaluate multiple conditions with overlapping symptoms, they can accurately determine all of your residual symptoms, and when they write that nexus opinion, okay, there's a greater chance that all the conditions are going to be related to the primary condition. Okay, please like, subscribe. Let's get into it. Because Uncle Sam doesn't just hand out ratings. You got to know how to ask for it. I'm Mr. X, and this is the DA Top 5. Okay, let's talk about sequencing. All right, on the next few screens, you're going to see a lot of disabilities listed. Okay, and if you're not service-connected for the first one, but then you're service-connected for the third or the fourth or the fifth, okay, it's not going to work out too well. Okay, you have to be service-connected for the first one and then have subsequent disabilities thereafter. Okay, so when you're looking at these conditions, understand that you'll be service-connected for the first one, but then go to the next one, the next one, the next one. Okay, the first one's the most important. After that, kind of bulk into what you're experiencing and what you have, because some of it could vary, but the first one is the most important. Then we'll on PTSD. Now I'm going to say PTSD, and if you're service-connected for another mental health condition, be it generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, chronic adjustment disorder, okay, it could apply just as well. So, how I would file this claim, depending on where you're at percentage-wise, you may not want to. Like if you're at 70% for PTSD, the chances that it's going to go up may be less likely. Okay, it's kind of hard to get to that last 100% for PTSD. You got to have some very, very serious symptoms, okay? So I may not file a claim if you're at 70 because you don't want to risk it going down to 50. But what I would file, but put on the 526 that you put in, you say, and I would specify, hey, not filing an increase for PTSD, but list the conditions thereafter. Sleep apnea as due to PTSD, migraines as due to PTSD, or whatever mental health condition you're service-connected for, erectile dysfunction, okay? Now, if you're at a 30 or a 50 for your mental health, then yeah, it might be worth it to put in a claim for it, okay? IBS and GERD, as you can see, they're listed there. And there's a couple different things with these two conditions. One, IBS and GERD could be due to your PTSD and anxiety and depression symptoms, all of that. Also, if you're prescribed medications to take to treat your PTSD, those medications alone could cause the IBS and the GERD. So when you go in for your exams, and the examiner is looking at everything, big picture, looking at big picture, sleep apnea, migraines, erectile dysfunction, IBS and GERD. If you lay it out in that sequence with the examiner, they can look big picture. And with that big picture, it's easier for them to determine if the conditions are related or not. Okay? It's easier for them to see that symptomatology that's overlapping. Okay? For PTSD, sleep apnea, migraines, erectile dysfunction, IBS, GERD. Number 2, you have low back pain. If service connected for a low back condition, often back conditions are rated too low, unless you have the radiculopathy and all the other subsequent disabilities that are associated with that low back pain. So if you're service connected or if you're filing a claim for low back pain, if you have that shooting nerve pain going down to your legs and feet, okay, there's a great chance you have radiculopathy. You can have depression as due to your low back condition. Erectile dysfunction can be due to that. If your back pain is so bad that it affects the way that you walk, or otherwise called your gait, okay, this can also affect your hips, your knees, your feet. If you've gained weight due to not being able to be active or exercise. I listed obesity there because one of the biggest plain additions lately has been, hey, I have knee pain due to my back pain, with obesity being an intermediary step between the two. So you can file a claim like that. Hey, I have low back pain and I have knee pain. You got to spell it out for them. I have low back pain, which has caused me to gain weight. This weight gain has caused my knees and feet and hips to hurt. It's also affected my walking gait. Okay, all of those things add up, help the examiner, big picture. And I add number 3 on the list, tinnitus. So, most veterans are either service-connected for tinnitus or have put in a claim for tinnitus and they're denied. It's one of the easier VA claims to win. I know there's going to be some adjustments coming up for tinnitus, but we're not going to focus on that just yet. So, why tinnitus is valuable here is this. Okay, that ringing in your ears can affect the concentration, can affect your mood, can cause anxiety or depression issues. You can't hear due to that ringing sound. That can create all sorts of issues. It can create migraine headaches. Okay, so you have tinnitus. You can file a claim for it if you already have it, a claim for increase. You may not get it in exam because if you're service connected, that's probably more than likely 99.9% of the time it's got to be at 10%. That's the maximum. So you're not going to get an exam for that. You don't need an exam. But you have symptoms of anxiety, depression, anything other related to mental health, plus the migraines. I would submit a claim for all of them at the same time as due to tinnitus. Big picture is what we're talking about today, strategically thinking and planning. Putting all these in together in sequence gives the examiner more information to help determine what is there and what isn't. Now, bonus sticker for you. Now, insomnia, you may be thinking, hey, I have an insomnia disorder due to your tinnitus. And that may absolutely be true. But what I'm going to caution you on insomnia is if the examiner comes back and say you have insomnia or insomnia disorder, it's due to your tinnitus, it's just going to be rated together with your tinnitus. Or the DA rating schedule, that's how it's done. Okay, so I don't want you to get your hopes up in filing a claim for tinnitus or filing a claim for insomnia, hoping that, hey, this is going to be all rated together for now. And if it is, you're going to open yourself up to a clear and unmistakable error and get it severed or proposed to be combined. It's not pretty. So insomnia, unless you're absolutely treated in service for it, I wouldn't put in a claim for it. Because in the end, this is going to get rated together with a primary condition. All right, number 4 here. Now, I've listed it as knee conditions. Okay. It can kind of work for your hips or ankles and feet as well. And a few videos ago, I talked all about the musculoskeletal system. So essentially with the knee conditions, if you're service connected for one or both, and it has caused you to overcompensate on the other leg, or has caused you to walk funny or differently, and this has caused hip pain, back pain, ankle pain, feet pain. Now, I listed it as knees because it's more likely than not, think 2 joints up or down. So from your knees, your hip and your back, down from your knees, your ankle and your feet. It could affect all 4. Okay, so depending on how severe the condition is and what you can prove, okay, you listed it that way. Hey, I have chronic hip pain and back pain due to the knee pain. Painting the bigger picture for the examiner is going to help you get service connected. Now, if you have that chronic pain that has led to anxiety or depression as well, we'll listen it there. Hey, you can get service connected as due to your knee pain. And that chronic pain, that's a real thing. I understand what you're going through on a daily basis. All right, it sucks. Also, there I listed GERD. So, depending on those medications that you're taking, it can just chew away at the lining of your stomach. It can give you an ulcer. And if it has, due to all the medication you've been taking for your knees, hips, back, then I'd file a claim for that ulcer as well. Okay, lots of conditions can be filed due to your knee pain. Now, one thing that I'm going to caution you on, okay, it separate the upper and the lower extremity. So the chances that you're going to have a right shoulder condition due to your knee pain, probably not too great. Okay, they're probably not going to see favorably on that or give you a favorable opinion. It's just less likely. Now, I want you to focus on the claims and conditions that you have a greater chance of getting service connected for. So you're not going to see me relate one upper spine condition or upper body condition to a lower body condition. Okay, keep it in those, separate the upper body from the lower body. And number 5, diabetes. Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself, Mr. X. I get it. Diabetes sucks. There's a lot of conditions with it. And you're right. And the VA should know how to rate these diabetes conditions. Now, what I'm suggesting with this diabetes, because there can be many, many conditions that are related to diabetes. And when you go for your exam or go for your increase, okay, now the examiner is supposed to look at all of these complicating disabilities as due to your diabetes. If you have neuropathy, erectile dysfunction, kidney or renal issues, if you have hypertension or other heart issues or vision issues. They're supposed to look at everything big picture. Now, you know just as well as I do that not all examiners and VA raters are created equal. Okay, so sometimes you got to spell it out for them. So if you're going to file that claim for increase for diabetes, then right underneath that I put peripheral neuropathy. Now, if you don't specify the upper extremity and the lower extremity, they're going to look at all 4, or should. Okay, spell it out after that. Erectile dysfunction is due to the diabetes mellitus. Kidney or renal issues, chronic kidney disease due to the diabetes mellitus. Vision issues, okay, due to the diabetes. All of these conditions could be related. I say could because it depends on if you have a separate diagnosis of it, but I would absolutely spell it out for the VA rater, for the examiner. That way there's leave no doubt. In closing here, if there's anything that I want you to take from this video and apply to your next VA claim, is think strategically. When you file these claims strategically and in a sequence, you're going to have a greater chance of getting those benefits that you've got, getting those benefits that you deserve, that you need. Okay? So PTSD going on down the line, all of those conditions. List them in sequence. Now, if you're service connected for your PTSD, low back tonitis, knee conditions, and diabetes, okay, I probably wouldn't put them all on the same VA claim. Okay? Because it's going to get all jumbled together, and in doing so, it could create some issues and create some overload of sorts, okay? So, if you have all of these conditions, or most of them, some of them, think about spreading it out just a little bit. That way, you're going to give yourself a greater chance of success, greater chance that they're going to get confused at looking at the whole thing. It make it too difficult for them, as sad as it sounds. There's a greater chance they're just going to lose interest while they shouldn't, and that pisses me off. But it could happen. So, keep it clean. Keep your claims to, I would say, 8 or less contentions. That way, you want the VA examiner and the rater to think of it surgically. And then look at all that, you submit a 20, 30 issue claim. Okay, it's all going to get lumped together. All right, you don't want that. So, think strategically, file your claims strategically. In the end, please like, subscribe, leave a comment about what you filed or what you would like us to address in the future. Leave a comment. Tell me what combo did you file and wish that you had. If you're unsure of whether one condition is related to another, drop me a comment about that. I'm here to help you get the benefits you've earned, get the benefits you deserve. I'm Mr. X. This is the VA Top 5.